What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah, and you're watching this video on Sunday, February 4th, 2024 at 10:50 a.m. MST. Looking back to 2020 when I recorded this video, a big encouragement to me during that time was my population world meter. I love this tool. If you've never seen it before, I highly invite you to take a look at it. It's incredible. What it helps me to do is to find perseverance and rest within the effectiveness of God's plans moving forward. A lot of times God's plans, they seem ridiculous. They seem weak, foolish. They take forever. They unwrap slowly over time. And I think the trouble that I have is maintaining an awareness of who God is and resting in His timing and His purposes. That's where my world population clock comes into play. As of now, the current world population is 7,808,013,700 and climbing. Births this year, 92,229,600 and climbing. Births today, just today, since midnight, these numbers on these daily statistics, they roll over at midnight every day. Births today, 134,300 and climbing. That's births today. Deaths today since midnight, 56,400 and climbing. Now, one more statistic. I'm going to scroll down. This is a difficult statistic. That abortions this year, 28,008,164, 65, 66, 67, 68. Those are abortions happening. And the number climbing, 177, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. Those are babies that are being killed in the womb this fast. Every time I snap my fingers, those are babies being aborted in the womb. That's darkness fighting against the plans of God right now. Those are babies going up in smoke. Man, that's so hard to engage. But with darkness fighting against the plans of God in abortions, fighting against Him, our total net population growth today, with deaths of people either in war or just end of life, growing old and expiring, together with the proactive efforts of darkness in abortion, fighting against it. So far today, we have a net population growth of 78,179 and climbing. That encourages me so much, guys. Think back with me to the beginning of time when God created the heavens and the earth. He had a creative muse with Himself, and he said, "Let us make man in our image and likeness." And out of His person, He created one man, Adam. And from that one man, God has made every nation of man and has established the exact times and places where they should live so that man would seek Him, reach out for Him, and perhaps find Him. As I look at that, I am so encouraged in the heart and the ways of God. Think about darkness as God made man and placed him in the garden. Who is man that you're mindful of him, the Son of Man that you care for him? You made him a little lower than the angels. That we've looked through how God made man lower than the angels in power, but that He crowned man with glory and honor and made him ruler over all earth, all animals, all of the birds of the air, the beasts of the field, the fish of the sea, all that swim the paths of the sea. That God made man ruler. He crowned him with glory and honor. He made him an authority and ruler in heaven. but he placed him under the power of angels. Fallen angels obviously are demons. And so God makes man in his image and likeness and places one man in the middle of the garden. He has a plan, and it's to cover the earth with his glory as the waters cover the sea. So he planted a garden, put one man in it, and said, "Be fruitful and multiply. Tend the garden. Cause it to expand, to be fruitful and to multiply as well. Grow the garden, Adam." And said, "Be fruitful and multiply." There's only one issue. With Adam, the original man, he didn't have the necessary partner in ministry to fulfill the mandate of be fruitful and multiply. I have to think that as darkness was looking on, they're like, this plan is so weak. This plan is so foolish. God is a moron. We would be better at ruling than God would. That's why we need equality with God, because his plans are so stupid. Man, we're gonna dismantle this and tear it down. No problem. Except God's plans are brilliant. After Adam, he took woman from his side and made woman. Now there was man and woman. It says they knew one another. They had sex. And 9 months later, they had their firstborn. 9 months waiting, and they had their firstborn. Now there were 3. If they had Irish twins, put another bun in the oven. And 9 months later, they had another son, and now they had 4 people. After that came 5. They had any twins, triplets, quadruplets, whatever. Every 9 months, you have to wait to have another baby. Every 9 months, you have to wait to have another baby. Every 9 months, you have to wait to have another baby. But now, here, 6,000, 7,000 years later, after God's original creation, we now have people machine gunning into the world such that there have been 135,800 births today, with a net population growth of 78,829, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and counting, with people dying, with darkness fighting against those births through abortion, but they're still machine gunning out into the world. I can't count that fast to let you know what it is, but look at this number. Look at that number climbing. That's God's plans working in the earth. 7,808,014,860 and climbing. That God started out from one man and then had woman. And 9 months later, he had one. Now wait another 9 months. I'm not going to do that on camera. And now they had 4. But now, here, in this environment and time, all around the world, that every woman's birth canal, birthing babies into the earth, is a rifle barrel of heaven, machine gunning God's image and likeness into the earth, waging war against Satan through the covenant fruit of intimacy celebrated within a man and woman's unity in God. I don't know if you think about reality that way. Wow, my brain is melting down. Think about this. Look up the address on the screen. I hope this app is still around when this video is viewed. Pull it up. The numbers are going to be way bigger for you here in 2024 than they were for me in 2020. Look at your screen and consider that as that number is climbing, there are hundreds of thousands of women all over the world in varying stages of gestation, who are all going into labor, whose waters are all breaking at different times, and that babies are flying out of their birth canals like machine gun bullets out of a gun. Think of all of the travail, the screaming, the groaning that is going on to produce these numbers. All of the babies, first breaths, the first crying. And then think about all of those lives as they're nurtured and they're grown, and are the diapers that are being changed, and the mothers who are nursing, and the sleepless nights that is represented by those numbers. And all of that is expanding and growing out of our Father's plans to reveal his glory and likeness in the earth, to cast down darkness, death, destruction, through our ruling as his plans move forward in the earth. It is so effective. I mean, I'm having a hard time communicating this. It's so effective. God's plans are so effective. They are brilliant beyond our highest imagination. And he works through the weak, the non-existent, the foolish, to reveal his great wisdom. As I move forward in time towards you here on Sunday, February 4th, 2024, I feed myself in what God is doing. I feed myself in the success of his plans to find the patience, the perseverance, the persistence. That as darkness comes to against me, I'm like, no, I insist that this move forward. I will be persistent and consistent in my efforts because God's plans are true. It seems like I'll never get there, but look at this. Darkness, come near, look over my shoulder. Come to me and look over my shoulder. Have you seen? Have you seen the numbers today? Have you seen my Father's success? Have you seen his brilliance? Do you see how you're losing? Oh, here's the net population growth today. 70. No, look closer. You're losing and you suck. Now go away. In your life, my encouragement to you, if God, his word over you seems to tarry, that he has called you to a specific work in a specific time, and you don't know how you are going to win against darkness, that you've begun to become weary, and you're faltering on whether or not God's will is true and if he'll ever act, look at God's plans revealed in creation. Look at God's success in his mandate of be fruitful and multiply and be encouraged. God is not slow in keeping his promises, as some consider slowness. With him, 1,000 years is as a day, and a day is 1,000 years. That suddenly he acts. That the revelation, the manifestation of the fullness of his heart is suddenly. But he's been working towards that suddenly moment for everlasting to everlasting. And it's sure, it's within the omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent power of his person. He's not concerned on whether or not he can accomplish his will. I'm the only one who's concerned and falters. Whatever God has you in, my friends, whatever he's called you to, I pray that this video, recorded 3.5 years before you've even seen it. And my persistence to get to this point with the grace and the faith and the power of God's Spirit necessary for you to be seeing this video can minister to your heart in what God has for you to do. If you subscribe to what I'm doing, hit the button, hit it, and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. And if you love this video, you didn't just like it, hit the thumbs down button. I pray blessings on our lives together. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video, which of course starts now. Now this is going to be so much farther down the road. That's not going to be relevant anymore. I love what we're doing here in this space. We've got the back wall done. We've got the sound treatment up. Oh, it's coming together, but you've been seeing this for a long, long time. That's not relevant anymore. Oh my goodness. Recording videos in multiple time spaces is really difficult. I am not God. God maintains all of his plans in multiple time spaces without even faltering. Man, isn't that incredible? Next video, which is also related to the world population meters. I like it. Good stuff. Here we go. What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah, and today we're going back to our population meter. When I talked through all of the stuff that I do for my weekly videos, the things that are hidden in there week after week with What's Up, Fam, all that comes from my world population meter. And I thought I'd jump in and share an insight out of that so encourages me in forward advance in making these videos.